Hello and welcome. This unusual presentation is going to show you exactly what you need to do to win back your ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, and it will be truly eye-opening. What if I said you could get your girlfriend or wife back within the next 30 days, guaranteed? Well, in the next few minutes, you're about to discover the one secret trigger that brings her back almost automatically into your arms. Getting dumped is the hardest thing a guy can go through. Admit it, it's literally just as painful as getting punched in the gut. Neurologists say it hits the exact same pain receptors in your brain as physical pain does. Right now, you feel like your woman is slipping away. You're confused and depressed. You feel like you're crushed under tons and tons of boulders. But believe me, getting her back is more wonderful than you could ever imagine. Why? You're failing right now. Calling her and texting her like 18 times a day? It may or may not really be that often, but it sure does feel like it to her. Reeking of desperation. Pursuing her instead of having her pursue you. How has she reacted so far to this behavior? Did she melt into your arms and tell you she realized she made a big mistake? Or if she even responded at all. Did she tell you crap like, I still need time, I need space, or I'm not ready for a relationship right now? There's a big mistake most guys make when they're trying to reattract their ex. Albert Einstein said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So when a guy thinks that just one more love letter, one more gift, one more apology, or anything else he can think of that's nice is ever going to change anything, he's flat out acting insane. But this is easily fixed. Let me explain what's going on with your woman's perception of you by having you think of something. Imagine you're a loan officer in a bank and two customers show up wanting a loan from you. The first customer, Lenny Loser, comes dressed in a t-shirt and jeans, sits at your desk and pleads, I'm unemployed and need the money so badly. I can't eat without it. I can't even pay my rent. Please, man, I swear I'll pay it back. The second guy, Carl Confident, comes wearing a sharp suit and tie. He confidently takes a seat and tells you he needs a tiny bit of money as a short-term loan. You verify his financials. He's got millions in investments and just needs a little bit right now. You're guaranteed to get back the money with interest. It's pretty obvious who you'd prefer to loan money to. That first guy's a loser. And if you loaned him money, you'd never see any of it again. Even if you felt sympathy for him, you know it's not your job to give him charity. You'll get nothing out of the deal, since he has no way to pay you back. He's just going to take from you and give you nothing in return. The second guy, on the other hand, is very attractive. He'll get you some easy money. Guys like him are the reason the bank is able to pay your salary. He doesn't need to work to get your attention. His value speaks for itself. Come on, dude. Sound familiar? Right now, you're like the first guy. From your ex's point of view, you're draining value out of her while giving her nothing in return. You can easily raise yourself from failure to success with your ex now because there's a new program that will help you. It's called How to Get a Girl Back in 30 Days or Less. A foolproof step-by-step guide to get her in your arms again. But before I jump into details, let me say this. It was developed by a professional pickup artist named John Alexander. And a few years ago, he developed the Girl Getting Guide at alphamailsystem.com. That's become an international underground bestseller, translated into 11 languages. If anyone in this world can help you get your woman back, he can. You see, the system you're about to discover has been thoroughly tested and is absolutely genius, so I know it'll work for you. It's based on innate and uncontrollable instincts in a woman's brain, which is why this plan is the closest thing to foolproof you'll ever find in this world. Again, before I jump into details, let me say this. It's easy to use, but reality is not like some movie. When you regain your woman's love and affection, it's not going to be by continuing to be a beta male who constantly kisses her ass. Nor is it going to be by constantly calling her, sending her love letters, poems, showing up at her doorstep, etc. That crap may work in the movies, but in real life, it just drives her away. This powerful material is not for everybody. It's only for you if you're fed up with the loneliness and ready to drop your ego and get serious about getting your girl back in your life. And here's a word of caution. This is not the kind of guide you'll find in bookstores. It's way too controversial to be picked up by a mainstream publisher. You should only get this guide if you can handle the power of knowing the exact mental hot buttons to press with your ex. And because of the power of these mind control techniques, if you promise to use them for moral purposes only. If you can handle that, then this extraordinary guide will take you by the hand and reveal to you the exact step-by-step blueprint to turn your closed-off ex from saying, "I need time," into your devoted sweetheart begging you to make love to her again and again. In the next 30 days or less. Can you imagine how great that feels? No matter how desperate your situation is, this system works for you. For example, a man named Luke begged John Alexander to help him. Here's a screenshot of the first email Luke sent. John, my girlfriend broke up with me 2 weeks ago and I've been devastated since she left. I've groveled and pleaded. I keep emailing, texting, calling, etc. She did not respond at all, never answered her phone or responded to any of my emails, other than to say not to contact her anymore. And I've heard through the grapevine that she's now back with her ex, a real jerk who mistreats her. I even asked if I could stop by her class. She teaches a weeknight class at a local college, just to say hi, and she told me not to do that. I feel like she's a lost cause, though she's the love of my life, my everything. Is there anything I can do to get her back? Please help me. Thank you, Luke. John was happy to help. No offense to the guy, because he didn't know any better. But being so clingy and stalking his ex, he was going about it all wrong. So John felt like he had to do something. Luke got his program. And check out what he wrote a month later. John, man, I owe you the world. I got your system, tried it out, and it worked. I won Amber's love back and showed her I'm a changed man like you said to do. I must have read your guide 100 times. I've got a couple friends going through the same thing and will tell them to get it. Luke. Astonishing, isn't it? In this remarkable guide, you'll discover inside secrets like critical weakness hardwired into your ex's brain. Learn what it is and how you can use it to your advantage. Later, she'll look back on everything she did with you and say, "Oh man, he swept me off my feet. We're definitely back together again." The only communication you should dare have with your ex right now, or risk losing her forever. Here are the exact, don't make me think instructions that will work on your ex no matter how bitter your breakup was. Is your girl dating some other guy right now? Whether it's one of her old flames or just some rebound boy, she'll become more and more obsessed with you when you use these techniques. You'll watch as she leaves her new boyfriend and comes crawling back to you. Once and for all, after intense real-world testing, how long you should wait after the breakup before contacting her. This is based on real experience with hundreds of coaching clients, not just theory. Plus, you're also going to discover how to make her love you even more when you get back together, so she won't ever want to break up again. Plus, a little mistake that made your woman disgusted by your appearance. You'll slap yourself when you see what it is. The good news, With this cheap tool, you can fix it in less than a minute. Plus, the 5-step seduction system that takes you from having an innocent cup of coffee with your ex to having her moan, "I want you inside me now," as she drags you to bed for hot makeup sex in just one evening. Plus, how to make her laugh with you and make her appreciate you again. Here's why it works. Give your ex the proper kind of teasing and make her laugh, and she'll be psychologically unable to dislike you anymore. Plus, how a woman can say, "I want to spend the rest of my life with you" one day and then break up with you the next. Discover exactly what's going on in her head. Plus, did you push away your woman by being jealous and insecure? Here's a powerful psychological tactic you can use to reverse the damage and solve the problem forever. Plus, the truth about long-distance relationships. The right tactics to get her back can be tricky for those special situations, so make sure you don't rush headlong into failure. Plus, the truth about no contact. Read a lot of How to Get Your Ex Back guides, and you'll see a common concept of not contacting your woman in any way, so you don't shout out desperate, needy, weird, or psycho. This is great advice, but you need to recontact her in the right way at the right time, or else you can easily fail. You get the inside scoop on page 93. Plus, confused about what to say and what not to say when you talk to your ex again? You get the exact word-for-word script to follow and topics to talk about in all the different scenarios. Plus, the breakthrough attraction dials techniques. When you discover how to turn your ex's 11 attraction dials, you'll immediately raise your value to your ex, and you become the perfect man in her eyes. She'll instantly believe the future will be bright, since you've changed massively and completely for the better. You get back the same fire you two had when you first went out. You erase her hesitation about you, no matter how badly you screwed up before. You capture her undivided attention. No more having to compete with any other potential guys she may want to date. You get her back as quickly as possible. She realizes what she's lost and that you're the only guy for her. Success case studies. Wow, she is back in one piece. I tried exactly the tactics you told me, and to my own surprise, she called me herself, apologizing to me for all the harsh words she said to me. I'm in shock. Thanks so much for your advice. Melvin C., United Kingdom. Hey, John. We are back together and it's amazing. I love it. You're the best. It worked. I'm so happy I can't thank you enough. Man, you rock. Paul C., Ohio, USA. I made a goal to get her back in 30 days, and like magic, your site popped up. Thank you for helping me to get my power back. That is priceless, because a man who doesn't know this stuff is in deep trouble. Oh, it felt so good every time she would text, not to text her back just like she did to me. It unsettled her. When we got back together, she lost interest in the other guy and said, I have never felt more empty and alone than that 3 weeks you were gone. Score! George L., Ohio, USA. I love the girl to death. She and my son are my everything. Thanks again, John. I don't know where I'd be right now if I hadn't found your book. How to Get Your Girl Back in 30 Days or Less is completely guaranteed to work. For one thing, you don't pay until after you get your girl back. See on this webpage below the video for the details. That's how absolutely confident John is that his system can help you. For another thing, even after you get billed the full amount, he still offers you a 100% money-back guaranteed for a full 60 days after your purchase. It's very simple. All you have to do is get immediate online access to these amazing secrets and let them work for you. And then watch as your ex falls madly in love with you again. If at any time in the next 30 days you aren't completely satisfied with the wonderful new relationship you have with your woman, just let John know and he won't even charge you. If it's been between day 30 and day 60, you're protected by his 100% money-back guarantee, with no hassles and no fine print. It's impossible to be any more fair than that. If you're ready to get your woman back in your arms, and you're ready to start right now, click the button below to begin. Won't it be nice when she realizes what she's lost and comes crawling back to you? How happy will you be when you make her fall endlessly in love with you again? How much of a difference will it make in your life when you sweep your ex off her feet and not only get everything back to normal, but get your relationship running better than before? I'd like you to imagine for a second that your ex calls you. She says, "Sorry about what's been happening lately. I think about you night and day and want you back." Can you imagine how great that will be? Can you? You owe it to yourself to click the button below and begin. Finally, I have a question. Will you look back a month from now and say, "I wish I had," or "I'm glad I did"? You can spend the rest of today moping around the house, being depressed and crying about not being with your ex anymore. Or you can get the woman you cared for to feel for you, think of you, and to want you the way she did when you first met. You can start right now. I mean, as soon as a couple of minutes from now, enjoying the pleasure of your ex automatically drawn to you like a moth to a flame. My friend, there's no risk here at all. So go ahead and secure your copy while it's fresh on your mind. Your success story will be absolutely astonishing. Because it's no risk to you, there's no reason not to order right now. Click the button below to get started. One more crucially important point. Scientists say a breakup is one of the most stressful life events there is. Even more stressful than serving a jail term. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. Grab your risk-free copy of How to Get a Girl Back in 30 Days or Less before it's too late.